could be an opening for your candidates for Congress. And maybe you
Yeah,
can start there.
I agree with Chairman Borges. I think it hands the election to Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, and they'll have to work hard to salvage the rest of the ticket.
Right.
I think it's a hugely, I think that my hope is, and Matt and I have been on other stages, and I hope he agrees with this, if Donald Trump is the nominee, I think the opportunity is more than just to win an election. I think the opportunity, and this would help everyone, it would help our politics, would be to have, with the things he is saying about Muslims or about immigrants or some of the other things he's saying, I think the opportunity of Democrats and moderate Republicans, independents this November is to reject what he is doing so loudly with such a mandate that it never happens again. This gets bigger than just two people running. This is about who we are as a country and what kind of message we send in November. And if he gets up there with all the divisive rhetoric, my hope is it's not just a Republican-Democratic thing. It's Americans coming together and having such a decisive election that people decide we never again want to run the kind of campaign we're seeing Donald Trump run. My hope is that that's what we get motivated to do, because what I'm watching every day, and I get asked, well, don't you want Donald Trump to win because it kind of helps your party? I think Laura asked me that once, and I said, you know what? In a tactical sense, I know why you're asking that, but as an American who doesn't believe in this divisive stuff, who thinks it's terrible, every day I see it is kind of painful. And so if he does become that nominee, my hope is it's rejected so soundly that we actually move on from ever having this kind of rhetoric, which I think a lot of us never thought we'd see on this public stage. So hopefully we never see it again, because Americans just say, we don't like this stuff.
All right, Matt.
My personal opinion, and I've shared this with everyone who's asked me, is that Donald Trump is not going to be our nominee, and so I'm not really all that concerned about that situation.
Well, let me just ask you then something, my follow-up to your earlier example on John Kasich and the budget. It was the Clinton era when that budget was balanced. I mean, do you fear that the Clinton imagery is going to come out in the as he proceeds further and attached to him in a way that's negative?
I'm not sure I really understand the question, so let me just say that this idea that John Kasich wasn't the part of the balancing the budget in the 90s, I mean, I think that has been litigated and determined already. John Kasich, I think, would make a great president. I can't wait to be at his inauguration next January. And then, of course, I really tried. So I was wearing all my Red Sox and Patriots gear in New Hampshire last week because I was good at pandering. And so I'll pander again when he goes on to Washington. Then Mary Taylor becomes governor of Ohio, and Ohio will be in terrific hands. I'm saying that, of course, because it's true, and also because she's in the back of the room. And she was wonderful last week, this past week out in New Hampshire, helping out as well. And so Donald Trump's not going to be our nominee. Donald Trump, but so let's play the hypothetical game, because these quotes are, Donald Trump's the nominee. I predict he will beat Bernie Sanders.
All right. Well, I think if there aren't any further questions, hang on, Laura has one.